Hi, I'm Alan.
And I'm Stick. If our last Crockpot video didn't convince you to buy a Crockpot, this one will.
Not only is this meal delicious, but it's one of the simplest meals you will ever make.
Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alan.
I'm Stick.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're going to be talking about making pork chops in a tomato sauce in the Crockpot. And we cannot stress enough how this is one of the easiest meals you'll ever make, and yet it tastes so good.
It really does taste delicious. And it's really easy. And if you don't have a Crockpot, this recipe will convince you to buy one.
Now, let me just say this about Crockpots. I'm sure even after this video, there will be people who say, I don't want to spend money on a Crockpot. So this is what you have to do. Just go to whoever in your family cooks, and I'm sure that they have like 17 Crockpots in the basement from over the years, and say, I want to cook, do you have an extra Crockpot? And they'll be so excited that someone in college is actually cooking and knows what a Crockpot is, that they'll give you like 7 of them. So there is no excuse not to be able to make this meal.
You can eat from one every day of the week.
Your logic is spot on, Alan.
So I guess that was half of Vidalia Onion.
Yes. And if you don't have time, we made this meal once without the onion, and it tasted almost as good. So it just gets easier and easier.
Also, that's the only amount of work that you have to do. All the rest is just kind of putting things in the Crockpot.
So
go ahead.
Okay, so this is, what we're using is Campbell's condensed tomato soup. And what we did was we just sprinkled the onions on the bottom so that the pork chops weren't resting right on the Crockpot. And then we poured a little of the tomato soup on, and then we're going to pour the rest on so it's covering all the meat.
Now, we should say we use the bone-in pork chops, one, because they're extremely cheap, and also because when you're cooking in a Crockpot, you get that slow cooking, and that really takes the flavors out of the bone, and it makes this nice, soupy broth sort of with the sauce, and it just has a really good flavor to it. So we recommend using the bone-in pork chops.
All right,
and you don't even need to spice them.
You're done. You guys can stop watching. There's nothing else to see.
Except how delicious it is.
You may have noticed we never treated the meats in other recipes with an onion bed, which should be fine because we used ground beef or chunks of beef that would float around. But with these big pieces, it's pretty important because it will burn.
Right, and now you can do this method like we showed in our first Crockpot video where you make it the night before, put it in the refrigerator, and then start it in the morning. This is on low, by the way. It was on low. I started at about 10 in the morning, was done about 6 in the evening. And here it is. So we just boil a little pasta. Rice is also really good with it. And the sauce that kind of comes out of this is just absolutely delicious.
You'd think it'd be plain and flavorless because it's just tomato soup, but with the cooking it in the Crockpot with the pork, slow cooking, it makes it really, really rich and delicious. I can't state how much it was delicious.
And in case you don't want to do the math, that was an 8-hour cooking period.
Right, and only $7, which is $3.50 per person. So not a
That's low.
I know it's one of the lowest ones we make, and it's delicious, and it's words cannot describe.
Do it.
That glass is dangerously close to the tin.
All right, well. That's all we have to say.
See you next time. Oh, and prepare for Thanksgiving, because we're going to kick your ass with Thanksgiving recipes.
You won't even be able to cook when we're done with you.
Hi, I'm Alan.
And I'm Stick.
Hi, I'm Alan.
And I'm Stick. If our last Crockpot video didn't convince you to buy a Crockpot, this one will.
Not only is this meal delicious, but it's also one of the simplest meals you will ever make.
And it's delicious. Enjoy. Did you say it's delicious?
I said delicious. It's double delicious.